Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Charlie Bengel, Jr., CEO of RE/MAX Allegiance, and welcome to another edition of the Allegiance Way Show. My special guest today is managing broker of our Burke and Fairfax offices. Welcome to the show, Ellen Ng.
Hi, guys. Good to see you all again.
Thanks for being on the show. So as I mentioned, Ellen is the managing broker of our Burke and Fairfax offices, been licensed since 2000, so happy 20th. I don't know what kind of gift that is for that anniversary, but it must be something
diamond.
good. Oh, diamonds. Okay. You've been with RE/MAX the entire time. She has her ABR, her CRS, and her CDPE designations, closing close to 500 deals and 250 million in production across her entire career. So super duper top producer. Welcome again to the show. So everybody has a different story, and I like to start out with this question. What got you into real estate? You just woke up one morning and said, hey, I want to sell houses. I like people.
I did. I thought it was the perfect part-time job because my kids were in school, and I thought I'd be able, and then I realized that, oh, gee, that wasn't quite the story, but I've loved it. I truly do love houses. And I've moved a bunch in the military. And so I knew what it was like. For a long time, I did almost exclusively military business and knew what it happens when you get the orders to, East Dubuque, and you don't even know what the schools are and all those kind of things. And so I was able to kind of facilitate that for a lot of buyers and sellers, and it made a big difference for me.
Good. So I think that's a nice segue into my next question of what makes you unique. Is it a service or a specialty? And I had forgotten about that all the years in the Coast Guard family, and the relocation of that. So talk to us about, what makes that particular specialty unique.
Because you get plopped into places not knowing anybody. Some people would argue that I'm really an extrovert, but I'm not. I'm an introvert. And it's made me be able to reach out and kind of put out that helping hand. So much of my business has been establishing relationships with people that are afraid, confused, scared, excited, but creating that relationship has been key for me. And also, I tell people, what you see is what you get with me. I'm not going to be, blowing a bunch of hot air. I'm going to be brutally honest, and you're going to, when you pick up the phone to call, Ellen Ng, you're going to get me. It's not going to go to 500 other people. Really, I am who I am.
I love it. So we're in about the third month of COVID. Anybody watching this in the future, it's June 1st, 2020. When this thing first hit a few months ago, I think everybody was a bit shell-shocked. We didn't know what would happen with the market, but now I feel like we've settled into kind of a new normal. Why don't you talk a little bit about what the market looks like today?
Quite honestly, the market's doing quite well. You've got motivated sellers, definitely, who were a little afraid to put their houses on the market back in the first week in March, or the second week in March, when everybody stopped. I'm finding bidding wars out there. And so you have to really be organized with what your intent is for buying and selling, and really get out there with the intent of, if you're going to be looking at houses, this is not the time to go just kind of kick the tires. You have to be serious about it. And same thing with sellers. They have to be serious about selling. Sure.
Yeah. I think the days of not getting pre-approved and tire kicking are over. It's just not fair to the sellers to have a bunch of strangers in your house if you have zero intention of actually buying it.
And it's how is our agent time?
Right. How has your business changed since COVID specifically?
It has been a bit of a challenge initially because right before this all started, I managed to get a really big purchase under contract. And the big purchase was contingent upon the sale of their current home. So getting that contract accepted was a bit of a feat in and of itself. And all of a sudden, oh, look, the market stopped. People are afraid. And so you really have to get creative. The art of the video tour, that has been very big, because a lot of people didn't want to actually go out. They were afraid to go out. And so being able to see the property online, and ultimately I did sell it because of the video tour. These people had looked at it online. They didn't want to waste anybody's time. And it ultimately came from somebody that saw the video online. And that has been a big piece for both my buyers and my sellers. I'm telling buyers to look online. Let's not go kick the tires. Let's go in with intent.
Right. And so marketing has changed, or it's interesting. I'm still noticing that there's still the vast majority of listings still do not have 3D tours or video. It's just not quite caught up. And one does have to wonder if that's going to be, not an extra service in the future for sellers, but it's going to be one that they demand, because it's going to reduce the number of people coming through their house.
Well, my other question, this is a kind of controversial subject, is the art of staging.
Right.
Do you want other people's stuff in your house?
Interesting. Yeah.
Or virtual staging. They do some beautiful jobs with virtual staging. Box Brownies out there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the local photographers are very good at it. So you have to start weighing, if people are not going to be going out unless they really want to see the house, is it worth doing the actual physical staging? Because there's an element of risk there as well.
Right.
And that's just my 2 cents.
We talked a little bit about the importance of getting pre-approved if you're a buyer, but what other recommendations do you have for people that need or want to transact now? There may be some people that were on the fence and they see that rates are super low, and why not take advantage of maybe it's a little less competitive than it was, back in February. You're not fighting with 10 other people. Maybe you're fighting for, the 7, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think the key for any buyer at this point is to really get a phenomenally strong team behind you.
Okay.
Not only an agent that can negotiate and understand what it is you're looking for, and if you need closing costs and all that, but having a lender behind you that will really go to bat for you, because having that lender presentation is a step that people think is just oh, how nice that the lender called me, but it's not. I mean, this is a competitive time. You need those lenders to step up and do their job. And again, it goes all the way through the whole process. Your home inspectors, you got to get those lined up sometimes before you show the house. Right. You have to be aggressive. And so you have to make sure that whoever you're working with has a strong team of people behind them that they bring to the game with you.
I like it. What advantages are there to using an agent like yourself who's associated with a large global brand?
Well, you never have to explain who you are.
True.
But interestingly enough, just this morning, I had clients from 18 years ago reach out to me from Brussels, where they live now. Okay. Looking for an agent for their daughter in Boston. Do you know an agent in Boston? I was like, okay. So I actually thought about it a little bit, and there are some agents that I do know in Boston that I met through conventions and whatnot. I was able to call up this one guy and say, hey, you want a referral in Boston for a good first-time home buyer? And he's a young guy, and it's going to be a perfect fit for them. She's young. It's going to be, and he's very successful. He was one of the 30 under 30 a couple of years back. So he's a good, strong agent. And it took me approximately 3 minutes of thinking. And so that is a huge advantage of the reach of the RE/MAX brand. And of course, she's calling me from Brussels. I wish I could have sent her somebody in Brussels to have her buy a house, but
so the global reach of the brand, the being known wherever you are, right? And then RE/MAX.com gets more hits than any other franchise website, right? Which is no small feat in and of itself. So appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to join us on the show today. Always good to see you. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Stay home.
Take care. Thanks.
All right. Take care.